So then what happens? So you have the strength, you must build up your strength. That's one of the very important factors in a student's life. Whatever you're studying, it doesn't matter, healing or anything else. So it is very important to have a very strong constitution. You have to build up your strength. That is, in Sanskrit, they call it dhrati. Dhrati means the strength you have to build up. And you must have smriti. You must have the memory also. You must remember things. See? And memory is for those who forget. Okay? So you must remember things always. Otherwise need a memory. Memory is for those who forget. It's always, see, I tell you. So, when you have that strength and a kind of daredevil attitude you must have in life. Otherwise, you will be crushed by everybody. You see, you will be downtrodden by everybody. Everybody will say, I am better than you, I am better than you. So, you must be able to, not to contest that statement, but you must rise above all those things, know in yourself that you are better. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Comparison is the worst thing human beings do. This whole fighting and everything going on in the world is because of comparison. You compare. All politicians compare all the time. And we compare all the time, we compare. And comparison brings sorrow. So, don't compare yourself. Be yourself. Totally be yourself without any comparison. And then you must have the vision. Vision is one thing I tell you, dreams are very harmless, I tell you. Even though you hallucinate, whatever you do, it's okay. Dreams are harmless. You don't act on the dreams. But the visions are very dangerous, I tell you. And you always say, I have a vision of doing this, I have to do this. They are very dangerous. They create all the problems. The visions have created a lot of problems. And as Gibbs said, Mahatma Gandhi, he had the vision and a dream also. But what happened was, he wanted a united India, but he divided it. Just opposite. Because the visions clash. Visions always clash. Visions clash against visions, and you become disillusioned, actually. So, and the third thing is, of course, I gave 5 Ds, and these are the subtitles of my talk, subtitles of my story. See, the subtitle is strength. You must have strength and increase your capability to understand and to enhance yourself. And I'll tell you one thing. After World War II, I was in India actually, and I was traveling some places, mostly England and all those. And there was a youth movement. After the World War II, there was terrible devastation, in Europe and even in Asia. So many things were, even Calcutta was bombed, the Indian city was bombed by Japanese, And my father had a great godown there. Godown means a huge storage of all the spices. They used to deal in spices, and it was burnt. They lost about 12 million, So they became poor, as a matter of fact. Now the youth movement started in the mostly, just when Hitler was being defeated, and the youth movement started, and they wanted to have a prosperous world without any strife or anything, and a prosperous world. That they called a third world. You must have a third world. This first world has first World War, second world has the Second World War. So third world they wanted to, with no wars and everything, and they wanted to build up the strength and an indomitable nature and become, something, a kind of a leaders of the world, youth movement. What happened to that youth movement? The idea was very good. They started with a good idea, and it's all over the world, especially Europe and the United States it was. And what happened the movement went on without any kind of progress. Ultimately, they became hippies. Hippies? That means, I'll tell you this English word, if you see in not Webster dictionary, Oxford dictionary, you find hippie means dirty. So became dirty people. Without any clothes, they used to walk on the streets and everything, and promiscuity and all those things developed, and then people develop diseases because of the promiscuity, they develop diseases. Instead of becoming what the Hitler called the Aryan youth, they became diseased people. See, that's what the movement did. So these are all fads we generally, sometimes we follow. Therefore, what I say is, be your guide, be your mentor, be yourself, your mentor, and be your teacher, be yourself, your guide actually, the guidance you get from yourself. For that, what you should do, now see what happened. Then this, after the hippie movement came this New Age. New Age, they were called the New Age guidelines for disaster. Okay, that's what happened. And then what happens is that now the healing. Then when I came in Santa Fe, I tell you, in the 80s, I came first to Santa Fe in the 80s, and I didn't try. Suddenly I had people calling from Dr. Sharas, your academy. They called me in the beginning, 20 years ago. And they had also divided themselves. And Scott Gershon had another, college of his. And they wanted me to teach there. And I was the highly paid person, I tell you. And they used to pay other teachers $6. They paid me $20. And also transport. I didn't have a car. So they gave me a transport from my house to the place and bring me back. All those things they did. And one day, the founder of the academy, where you studied, he was a very good friend of mine. He was getting older and senile, in a sense. And one day, he came to know of me and said, he called me, and I went to his office, and everything was in the residence, And he told, tell me what is wrong with me. I said, what is this? I go to see him, he says, tell me what is wrong with me. I have to accept the challenge. As Deep was telling, you have to accept the challenge. Whether you want, you'll succeed in challenge or not. Then that's why you must have confidence in yourself. You must know your potential so well. See, so then I told him, okay, lie on the bench. He had that bed there, he used to massage and everything he used to do. I had to lie on that. So I saw his pulse. And I have come from the east, and west was not different to me, because I was mostly mixed with the Europeans, as a matter of fact, especially the British, who were the rulers of India. And I didn't have any quarrel with them. But I became their advisor, as a matter of fact. So I told him, lie down. I his pulse. Doctor, you don't have one kidney. He was surprised. He was so surprised. My God, how do you know I don't have a kidney? He said, that is not there. Your pulse shows that. And he said, will you please work for me in my academy? He said, will you please work for it? I said, no. I can only diagnose you don't have a kidney. And, he became a friend of mine, and he used to come to all the satsangs. We used to have different parts of in Santa Fe. In many houses we did, and he used to come all the time. He used to attend that, And one thing, I told him, why don't you drink a glass of milk? Oh, that's an enemy. Milk is an enemy to me. I can't drink milk, because he had a prejudice against milk in somehow. That would have helped him in many ways. He didn't drink milk. And when he died, I drank a glass of milk in his name. Right? Yeah, in his name.